Hello again. So I'm taking a break from staring at the computer. I'm going to make a peanut curry, which I mentioned I was going to do in the last video. I've chopped up a red onion and a white onion here. I've got some olive oil heating up in the pan. I'm also just chopping up some root ginger. Just chop that a bit more finely. And I'm going to add all of this to the pan. You can add garlic to this as well. I'm having a garlic-free moment just now, but it's still going to be very tasty. So that's onion and ginger all going into the olive oil just to cook on a low heat. Let's put all of that in there. And I've got my trusty silicone spoon to give that a good stir. I'm just going to turn this up to about 4.5, 5, just to get that cooking. And have a look what we can do now. I've got some of my dry curry mix here. I like to keep a few jars at a time in the pan drawer where I keep my spices, and it's a mixture of curry powder, garam masala, chili flakes, turmeric, cumin, ground cumin, and probably other things as well, which are garam masala. Did I mention? I think I did. So it's anyway, I've talked about this in other videos, and I always keep some handy, some ground ginger in there as well. And when the onion and ginger is cooked down a bit more, I'm going to add this to the mix. I've prepped ready some veg stock, just one stock cube, and that works out at about just under 200 grams of boiling water for one stock cube. I've got some other ingredients standing by, so I'm just going to add my dry curry mix to the pan. I'm not going to use all of this because this is just a recipe for 2 at the moment, so let's see how we go. That feels about right, so it's equivalent probably of about 1 tablespoon of curry powder plus half a teaspoon or so of the other ingredients. I've got some tomato puree, just opening a new jar. Keeps well in the fridge, but don't keep it too long. I'm going to add this, I think, to the veg stock. Just a couple of teaspoons of that. And then give this a bit more of a stir. Blend that in. You'll probably hear the onion and the dry curry mix sizzling. It's beginning to smell rather amazing. Don't know if I can show you that. Perhaps if I do that. So that's what that is looking like at the moment. I'm going to add, now that it's sizzling a bit, I'm going to add the stock and the tomato puree to the pan. Doesn't matter if the tomato is still a bit lumpy, we can give that a stir around with the fork, get that blended in. And that is looking rather good now. Add a bit of thickness to it. I'm just going to turn up the heat a bit. Don't want it to boil exactly, but just to get a bit of a simmer on. Then I've got a can of chopped organic tomatoes here. That's simmering quite well, so I've just turned that down to sort of 3.5. I'm going to add some of these tomatoes, but not all of them. They're a little bit lively. Probably about half of the can of tomatoes. I'm kind of making up quantities as I go along. It's kind of by feel. You get to sort of know what quantities you need for what you're cooking. And then I've got some coconut cream here. It's a change from coconut milk. I'm going to add that to the mix, about half a tin. And then finally I'm going to add my peanuts. It's about half of one of these jars of peanuts. I'm just going to bring all of that to a simmer. Just show you again what that looks like. And it's got a nice thickness to it. And those peanuts are just going to expand gently in the pan. And when I get a bit of a bubble on, I'm going to put the lid on that pan and just let that simmer, probably on about 2 on the induction hob. A bit more of a simmer needed. I've just added lots of cool ingredients, so need to bring that up to the heat a bit again. It smells amazing. The coconut's coming through there now. It's got all those lovely spices in it. I reckon that is going to be quite awesome. Probably have a bit of basmati, white basmati rice with that later. I can hear it just coming up to a simmer now. So starting to bubble. So I'm going to turn that down to 2, put the lid on, and leave that to do its own thing, probably for 3/4 of an hour or so. There you go, some peanut curry. Enjoy with rice or a naan bread, or just on its own. And thanks very much for watching.